Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the 1967 American League Pennant Chase. Tigers have a chance to clinch the AL pennant with a win tonight at New York. If they don't accomplish that, then they'll have to wait at least one more day to see if Boston loses to Cleveland on the 27th. Day is the 26th, September 26th in the replay. Starting pitchers for today's game: Mickey Lolich for the Tigers. He was 14 and 13 with a 304 earned run average, and Mel Stottlemyre for the Yankees, 15 and 15 with a 296 ERA. Kind of eerie because I just found out, I think it was either today or I think it was yesterday, that Don Word had passed away. So kind of not a tribute game per se, but just kind of interesting that he passed away right during the intense part of this replay. I'm doing something a little bit different with the setup to see if I can get the benches and bullpens to show up all the time on the view. And it looks like they are, as best I can make it. I think they're about the best I can do with that, but I want to keep the dice tray in line. So I think that's about the best we're going to get to do it. Don't want to get any closer because I'll lose the peripherals if I do. So I think I'm going to just stay right where I'm at. Keep everything there, and hopefully that all works out. All right, so again, September 26th was the date. Tigers won the game real world 1-0. But Mickey Lolich trying to pitch his team to the pennant against Mel Stottlemyre. All right, we do have, this is the updated standings and everything that's going on with the replay. We are now at second game of September 26th. Cleveland's already lost to Boston, so Boston with the win improves to just 4 games back of the Tigers. 5 in the loss column, 3 in the win column for 4 games back. Boston now 12 and 11 on the replay. They're 89 and 70. Minnesota 92 and 65. Boston has 3 games left. They have 1 against Cleveland and 2 at home against Minnesota, so 92 wins is the most they can have. So all Detroit needs is that one magic win, which is why the magic number there is 1. It could also be a Boston loss, but I'm sure Detroit would rather win it and not kind of like back into it. Do have the base running helper right here, so got that handy when it's necessary. And I think we are ready to go. Just got to figure out a good place to put Yankee Stadium while I'm rolling. I think I'll rotate it with how I'm doing the defenses. So I think when the visiting team, whoever's batting, that's where the Yankee Stadium is going to be. All right, so Mel Stottlemyre finishing up the warm-up tosses. And he'll be facing Lenny Green, leadoff hitter for the Tigers. I got the dice here close as I can get to Yankee colors. Again, Yankees and Tigers very similar in their coloring. Tabby is in the room. She's quiet. She's off in the corner, and hopefully she'll stay that way. All right, so I'm looking one more time. Let me look through the phone one more time. Make sure everything is copacetic. It looks like it's, I'll try to focus one more time just to make sure. I think it's the best I'm going to be able to get it. So we will have to go with it. All right, so we are ready to roll. Stottlemyre to Green. 1-5, and that's the ballpark card. So we're going right to Yankee Stadium for the ballpark result for Lenny Green. 3-4, and that is a star 4, which is a ground ball to third. So Green grounds out to Charlie Smith, and there's 1 away. Brings up Dickie McAuliffe. Hello, Mr. Jester. How you doing? Chuck, good to see you. 4-4, and that is a strikeout chance. 5 for McAuliffe will definitely get him. So McAuliffe out on strikes, out number 2. And that brings up Al Kaline. Again, hello, Craig. How you doing? Again, if the Tigers win, they win the pennant. If they lose, we go to the 27th, and Boston plays Cleveland with a chance to extend the season. Stottlemyre, 4-3, strikeout chance, 4. He strikes out at a 5. Stadium takes away 1, but the 4 fits. And so Mel Stottlemyre, a 1-2-3, top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Detroit nothing. Yankees coming to bat. Now when the Yankees are batting, I'll move the stadium down here. Horace Clark, leadoff man for... Hello, Woodman. How are you? Horace Clark is going to lead things off for the Yankees. Lolich, 2-6, possible error on a ground ball. Go to Mickey Lolich. I'm sorry, go to Horace Clark, rather. 5-1 is a ground ball to short, possible error. That's a 14. Shortstop McAuliffe is a 16. So the Tigers gambled with a weaker defender at short for the offense, and it cost them. That's an E6 on McAuliffe. He's a 16. That's a 14. So Clark will reach on the error, and now he gets an attempt to take the lead with a 3 or less. And he does not. He has to hold. So he will be held on. And Jerry Kenny, the shortstop, will step to the plate. Infield halfway for the double play. 2-3, and that is a strikeout chance. 5 will get him. So Kenny out on strikes, 1 away. For the old man, Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle. Nothing on the strategy roll. 5-2 is a strikeout chance. That's a 9. He will get him. So Mickey Mantle with the whiff as well. Lolich coming back with 2 straight strikeouts for Joe Pepitone. Hello, Larry. How you doing? Lolich trying to pitch around that opening error. 1-3. Home run question mark to the lefty. It's a 1-10, but that fails with a 20. So Pepitone cannot get the home run, but he will swing. 3-3, and he's going to ground it to third. Easy play for the recently departed Don Wirt. He does make the play, and the inning's over. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We go to the second, no score from the stadium. Again, Tigers won this game in the actual game 1-0. All right, Mel Stottlemyre back out. Will face Eddie Matthews, still in his Astros garb, pre-trade. Stottlemyre 1-6 pitcher result. 1-3 is an automatic output. That's a 12, so we count it as a blank. Go to Matthews. 3-5. That's a star 6 ground ball to short. Whoops. Got these. Yeah, here we go. Ground ball to short. Wait a minute. I'm in the wrong spot here. I need to have these down here, don't I? Ground ball to short. I knew I had something mixed up. All right. Matthews is out of there. There's too much stuff going. Too busy over here, it looks like. All right, here's Northrup. Northrup, your batter against Stottlemyre. 1-5. That's the ballpark card going to Yankee Stadium. So I'll bring that up here where it can be seen better. Yankee Stadium for Northrup. 6-3 is a star 1, which is a ground ball to first. And Mickey Mantle will take it to the bag himself. 2 down for Bill Freehand. Stottlemyre 2-1. Freehand's a righty. It's a strikeout chance. 16 is too much. We go to Freehand. 4-3, and that is a star 6, which is a ground ball to short again. So another 1-2-3 inning turned in by Mr. Stottlemyre, and we go to the bottom of the second, still no score. Nip and tuck early. Of course, it was 1-0 in real world, so that makes perfect sense. All right, Lolich to Roy White to lead things off. Lolich, 6-2, strikeout 17 is too much. 5-3 is a fly to center. I'd written the grounded to short, an error there for the previous inning. So a fly to center takes care of Roy White. 1 away for Frank Fernandez. Don't know much about him. He had 28 at-bats, but he is carded, which is a good thing. Not a PDF. He's the original print card. 6-6 against a righty is a blank. Go to Fernandez. 4-2. He's going to single to third base. First hit of the game for either team. It's a Frank Fernandez single. And his attempt, he had a stolen base, so his attempt is a 7 to get the lead, but he can't get it. So Fernandez will hold on there. And here's Steve Whitaker. Lolich, 5-3 is a walk chance. 9 is too high, so we go to Whitaker. 4-6, and that is a star 3. Ground ball to short, possible double play. He's a 2. Nothing there. Halfway is a 3. The pivot is a second baseman, and that is Lumpy. He's a 0. So it's a 1-3, and the double play will be turned. It is not. It's a 5, so they get the fielder's choice, and that's going to go 6-4. Fielder's choice for 2 down. Whitaker's at first. Now he's got an attempt of 1. So nothing happening there with him. That brings up Charlie Smith. Lolich, 2-4. And that's the ballpark card going back to Yankee Stadium for the at-bat of Charlie Smith. That's a 4-4, and that's a pop-up to the catcher. So he pops it up. To freehand to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. So 2 innings in the books, and we got no score still. And Stottlemyre will step in, and he'll be facing the bottom portion of the order: Lumpy, Wirt, and Lolich. Lumpy, Wirt, and Lolich. Hello, Marlon. How you doing? Stottlemyre, 1-5, ballpark card again, going to Yankee Stadium for Lumpy, but he has an 8 for power. 5-4, but it doesn't matter. He's going to ground to short, and that's a lot of ground balls to the shortstop so far. 3 assists already for the shortstop, Kenny, and there's 1 away. Here's Don Wirt, the recently departed Don Wirt. Stottlemyre, 1-5, going right back to the ballpark card again for Don Wirt. 6-4, it's a ground ball to third. Stottlemyre has a ground ball working. All outs have been either a strikeout or ground outs. Nothing in the outfield yet. Here's Mickey Lolich. He is a switch hitter as a pitcher. 1-2, strikeout. Doesn't matter how he hits, he's going to strike out. And that's going to end the inning. So Stottlemyre perfect through 3. Not giving the Tigers anything. And we go to the bottom of the third. Mel Stottlemyre will lead it off. And he will be facing Mr. Lolich. Stottlemyre, an .098 hitter. Not very good. Lolich, 2-1. Back to the... Boy, we've gone to Yankee Stadium more than I care to. That's a lot of Yankee Stadium checks in this game for whatever reason. Just the way the dice are rolling. That's a 2-3, and that is a single plus to left field. So Stottlemyre gets the single. He's going to try to extend it to a double. He's a 2. Left fielder is Whitaker. He's a -1. It's dropping to a 1. So this has to be a 1 for him to reach it as a double. He does not. He's going to hold as a single. So it's a leadoff single for Stottlemyre. And that's quite a way to start the bottom of the third. Stottlemyre has no chance to move up, but we do roll in case we roll a 20 to check on pickoffs. And we do. It's right on cue. It's a 20. It's not a loaded dice. It's just a 20. It's just the way it worked out. Can't help that. 1-4 is a pickoff. 5 or 6 is a pickoff error. And he gets back. No problem. All right, here's Horace Clark. 4-3 is a range play. The infield's halfway, so if it goes to a ground ball, they reduce the range of the infield by 1. 6-3 is a single to center, but it's a range check on the center fielder, and that is Northrup. He's a 3. So 1-3, and Northrup will take this hit away. He does not. It's going to get through for a base hit. And I went to center field, so we check our helper, so to speak. When Detroit is in the field, a single to center, go first to third, you lose 1. So the run rating on Stottlemyre was a 2. It's now a 1. He is a 1 to get to third base. It's a 6. So now we look at the secondary number on Northrup, which is a 0. So a 0 means a 1-3. We go to the third chart. A 4, 5, or 6, he just holds at second base. It's a 3. We're going to that third chart. So now, basically a 1, he will make it. 2-5, he's out. And 6, the lead runner advances and the ball is cut off. So it's a 5, he's out. So Stottlemyre is out going from first to third. That's going to go 8-5 for out number 1. And since the 5 is higher than Clark's run rating, Clark has to stay at first base to add insult to injury. So what looked like it was a good play turned out to not be so good. So single by Clark, but they throw Stottlemyre out trying to go to third. And since the 5 was on the D6, it was higher than Clark's run rating, he could not advance. So Clark will stay put at first base, but he will get the chance to take the lead as a 3. And he cannot get the lead, so he will hold. And here's Jerry Kenny. Lolich, 3-4, and that is a strikeout plus to a left-hander. He strikes out only as a 7, though, so the 17 is a plus. -1 is a 16, so that 20 is too high. Kenny will get to swing it. 3-1, he's going to single to pass short or single too short. To get from first to third, you need a 5, and Clark's only a 4, so he will have to stop at second base. But 3 consecutive hits by the Yankees to start this inning got Lolich on the ropes a bit, although they did get lucky and get the out at third base. But Lolich needs to work on keeping things in check. And here's Mickey Mantle, possible double play candidate. 5-1, but it's a range play, so the infield is halfway. Mantle, 4-6. That's a double to left field, but it's a range play for the left fielder, and that is Lenny Green. He's only a 2. So he needs a 1 or a 2 to prevent this double, or else the Yankees are on the board. And it doesn't. It's a double to left field. That will score Horace Clark from second. Now Kenny, who runs at a 5, will probably score on that because Lenny Green's a +2 arm to go with his 5, makes it a 7. Double to left, like I said, it's factoring in his arm, it's a +1. So that makes it a 6, which means he scores without a throw. So it's a 2-run double for Mickey Mantle, and having that bad arm in left field cost the Tigers. So it's 2-0 Yankees. Mickey Mantle, 2-run double. And now here's Pepitone. Lolich, 6-3, strikeout 10, too high. We go to Pepitone. 6-2, it's a fly to left, and that's out number 2. And Mickey Mantle runs at a 3. Now, it went to left field again. Lenny Green's a +2. So he's at a 3. To go to left field, you lose 3, makes him a 0. And I know RGL plays it where if the number on the runner goes to 0, even if the arm of the outfielder is a +2, he calls it a 0 and holds it. So I will go ahead and follow that same pattern. He's already in scoring position. Why get thrown out at third? It makes no sense. So they're going to hold him there, 2 down, and Roy White the batter. Lolich, 3-6, hit by pitch. 17 is too much. We go to White. 1-6, fly to center to finally end the inning. But it's a profitable one for the Yankees as they put 2 runs on the board. They do it on 4 hits. No errors and 1 left. At the end of 3, it's 2-0 Yankees from the stadium. And Mel Stottlemyre got to be happy about getting that lead to work with. Red Sox Nation is very happy as they are in their apartments watching this and thinking they're going to get to play tomorrow against the Indians. But we still got 6 innings, so anything can happen. And as RJL says, the game is never over in inside pitch. So here is Lenny Green. (4-3), and that is a strikeout chance for. Got him. Green out on strikes, and here's Dick McCullough. Now the Tigers have kind of gotten to a offensive funk the way the Red Sox did about a week ago. 3-3, and the Yankees have really been a thorn in their side. Not just this series, but before as well. 3-3 is a hit by pitch, but that's too much. So we go to McCullough. 4-5 for McCullough is a ground ball to second. So again, the Tigers have yet to get the ball out of the infield. And we're almost through 4 innings. All right, here's K-Line. 3-6 walk plus, so he will definitely draw the base on balls. It is the first base runner for the Tigers in the game. K-Line with an attempt of 1. And it is a 1, so he could steal. And it looks like he's going to try to spark something for him. 16 plus 1 is a 17. Catcher Fernandez is a 0. 1 to 17. And I tell you, if he gets thrown out, then you know it's rigged. Now he's in there, stolen base. So K-Line's at second base with 2 outs for Eddie Matthews. Stottlemyre to Matthews. 1-1 wild pitch, and that is going to be a wild pitch, so that will move K-Line to third. So an innocent walk, and all of a sudden he's on third base, but there are 2 outs. That's the problem. So Stottlemyre to Matthews. 1-5 ballpark card. By the time going to the ballpark an awful lot. Eddie Matthews has a 20, so if he hits one of those the only home run spot is really here or the question mark. But if he does, it's guaranteed. 4-5 though is a ground ball to the catcher, and that's going to be an easy play to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Tigers. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 2-0 Yanks. And due up is Frankie Fernandez. Frank Fernandez. Lolich, 3-6, hit by pitch. He's a 23, so I think he got hit by the pitch. Frank Fernandez is plunked. Got an attempt of 7. Cannot get the lead, so he will stay and put. Here's Steve Whitaker. 1-3, home run question mark, 1 to 10. That passes. Whitaker a 1 to an 11, and we got a 2-run bomb. And it's not going to be a bomb, but he will get to swing. 5-5, single to left field, so it's not a home run, but it is a single to left. Again, first to third on a single to left is actually a 0 thanks to the +2 from Lenny Green. So it's a 1 to 0, so it's a 0 chance. Fernandez is a 3, so 1 to 3, he will make third base. He does. So Fernandez, because of the weak arm of Lenny Green, will take third base, and that's big. Runners on the corners with nobody out. And Whitaker now with an attempt of 1. Nothing's happening. So now what do? Do you play the infield? I think they got to play the infield in. They're already down 2-0. They're not scoring runs. Not scoring runs. I mean, he's a good double play man, but you really got to cut that run off at the plate. So they are going to play the infield in. Lolich. 6-2 strikeouts. He desperately needs 1, but he can't get it. Smith's only an 11, so Smith will swing it. 2-3, star 3. It's ground ball to short. Fernandez with the infield in drops to a 1, so he will hold, and the only play is to first base, with Whitaker taking second base. So Charlie Smith grounds out 6-3 for out number 1. Now Stottlemyre, the batter, with 1 out and runners at second and third. Not going to do a squeeze play, although I'd be awful tempted. I just haven't done one before, an inside pitch, and I'm afraid I'd botch it. So we're going to go ahead and let Stottlemyre swing away with the infield still in. 1, but nobody's stealing home, that's for sure. Lolich, 5-5, strikeout 9, got him. So Lolich 1 out away from getting out of the mess, but he's got to get Horace Clark, and Horace Clark has reached twice, once on an error and once on a single. So Lolich to Horace Clark. 5-6, strikeout 19 is too much. We go to Horace Clark. 6-1, grounds it back to Lolich, and he pitches out of the mess. Mr. Houdini gets out of it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. Keeps his team in the game. It's still 2-0. So Mickey Lolich hanging tough. And now that brings up the Tigers, and Mel Stottlemyre will be facing Northrup, Freehand, and Lumpy. And I'm not doing any pinch hitting until we get to the 7th. That's kind of the general rule there. unless somebody gets hurt, obviously. So top of the 7th. I mean, that will be when the substitutions can take place. So we're only top of the 5th. So Stottlemyre to Northrop. 6-5 ballpark card again. Boy, we're going to Yankee Stadium left and right. 1-3. It's a blank. We got a rare play. I knew if we went there long enough, we hit a rare play. So we're at a rare play with the bases empty. And we get a 14. Right fielder dives after a sinking liner, resolve as an S9 range play and check for injury. Okay, so we can be injured for the game, but first it's a range play for the right fielder, and that is Roy White. He's only a 2. 1-2 for Roy White to catch this thing. And he does. How about that? Roy White makes a beautiful diving catch, but now we have to check for an injury on Mr. White. And Roy White, his injury chance is showing as a 2. So on the chart, a 2 means if we roll a 1, he stays in the game. Anything else, he's got to come out. He's got to come out. So Roy, no, I'm sorry, that was a re-roll on number 3, but he's still going to be out regardless. So still has to come out of the game either way. But a nice diving catch by Roy White, but he shook himself up, and so now he's going to have to come out of the game. So the Yankees will go to their bench for another right fielder. They may move Whitaker to right and put somebody else in left, or they could bring in Bill Robinson to play right straight up. So I think that's what they're going to do. They're just going to go ahead and bring Bill Robinson in straight up. So Robinson will be on for the injured Roy White. Bill Robinson in right field, and he is a 2-5 and a 0. So a much better arm at least. Okay, so Bill Robinson takes the place of Roy White. But if the well, this is the last game for the Yankees either way on the replay. So, but he could, if they were playing another game, he could come back next game. But just for this game, he's out. So Northrop is retired on that nice play by Roy White. Shame he got hurt after the fact. All right, here is Stottlemyre against Freehand. 5-6 range play. Going to Freehand for the range check. 5-4. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Stottlemyre's a 5. 1-5, he makes the play, and he does. He needed all that range too. But he takes care of Freehand for out number 2. And here's Jerry Lumpy. Stottlemyre, 6-4 is a walk chance, but 19 is far too high for that. Lumpy, 2-1, and that's a ground ball to second. Another 1-2-3 inning. Thanks to the wonderful catch by Roy White. Inning could have been much different without that, but he made the catch. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-0. And Jerry Kinney, the batter for the... Hello, Ben. How you doing? Jerry Kinney, the batter. Hello, Robert, if I didn't say hello to you earlier. And Jerry Kinney will lead off against Lolich. Kinney 1 for 2. 4-2 for Lolich is a blank. We go to Kinney. 4-5, and that's a single to center field. Kinney is 2 for 3. And he's got an attempt of 2. Nothing happening. So here comes the Mick. He had that big 2-run double his last time up. 1-6 is a walk chance, and this time they're not going to be able to get the double. They're going to walk him. So now Lolich in trouble. Tiger bullpen now is all of a sudden starting to stir. Lolich does bat second next inning. Like to get him through the inning, but they don't want to see him throw this game away either. So let's look at the bullpen, see who they got loosening. Right-hander Dave Wickersham is loosening for the Tigers in their bullpen. And he could come on if Lolich falters. So here's Pepitone. Nothing on the strategy. Here's Lolich to Pepitone. 4-3 is a range play. The infield is halfway, so ground ball could affect that. 3-6 is a pop up to second, so we're checking the range of the second baseman, and that is Lumpy. He's a 2. Lumpy is a 2. And he can't get it, so a failed range play on a P4. Failed range play on a P4 turns into an S4. And on an S4, runner on second to get home, it only needs a 2. Kenny's a 5. He's going to make it automatically. But the failed range play cost him. And to get to third, Mantle needs a 3 or more, and he is a 3, so he will get to third. So that one, not necessarily the fault of Mickey Lolich, but he's going to suffer the consequences anyway. They're going to make the move to the bullpen. Lolich's day is done prematurely. And Wickersham will be coming on to take his place. Dave Wickersham. Lolich just didn't seem to have it all that wonderfully. Let's see, he's given up 5, 6, 7, 8 hits he gave up in 4+ innings. He didn't even get an out yet. It's 4+ innings. So far, he's given up 3 runs, but he's responsible for the other 2. He hit a batter, walked 1, and he struck out 1, 2, 3 total. That's it. But shield your eyes, RJL. There will be a double switch as Jerry Lumpy is going to leave the ball game. And the Tigers will make that double switch from Lumpy's position because he made the last out. So the pitcher goes here. And the new player entering the game is going to be Dick Tracewski. And he will come into play shortstop. And they will move McAuliffe back to his better second base position. So Tracewski is in at short, and he will bat 9th. And at shortstop, he is a 3.90. And then, of course, the second baseman, or new second baseman, McAuliffe will shift over. He's a 3.10 at second base. Much, much better. All right. So those are all the maneuvering there. And then, of course, Wickersham is your pitcher. All right, so Wickersham is going to bat in the number 8 spot, formerly held by Lumpy. And Tracewski will bat 9th right after Don Wirt. And Jerry Lumpy is out of the game. All right, so Wickersham. Tough task facing Bill Robinson. Now you don't see double switches on the other channel. He abhors those. But I mean, Wickersham can face 9 batters. I don't want him pitching just 2 guys and having to leave. So that's and plus Lumpy is horrible. So it gives me an excuse to get rid of Lumpy. All right. So runners at the corners, they're going to have to play the infield in because they got to avoid the run. They got to get it. They can't give up more runs. So here's Bill Robinson, his first at bat since coming in for the injured Roy White. Infield is in. Nothing on there. Wickersham 3-5. That's a strikeout chance, and that's a 2. He got him. Struck him out. So 1 away, and here's Frank Fernandez. He's a double play rating of 6, so they are playing back for the double play because if they get a double play chance, it's virtually automatic, the exception being a 6. But you got 5/6 of a chance to get a double play, so they are playing back for the double play now. Wickersham to Fernandez. 2-5. That's another strikeout chance to a righty. That's a 4. He struck him out. So Wickersham is coming and struck out the first 2 he faces to try to get out of the mess and keep the score at 3-0. But now he's got to face a left-hander in Steve Whitaker, but the infield is back. So Wickersham trying to do another Houdini act. 1-5 is a range play, but there are 2 outs, so everybody's back in their normal positions. Here's Whitaker. 6-3, it's a fly to right field. We're checking K-line, and of course he's a 5. So anything other than a 6, and K-line will make the catch. And he does. So K-Line makes the catch, and Wickersham pitches his team out of serious doo-doo and keeps them in the ball game. Yankees do get one, but it could have been a lot worse. 1 run on 2 hits, so we can close the book on Lolich. He gave up 3 runs, all earned. 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Not the best performance in the world. So a run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the 6th at the stadium. And it's 3-0. It'll be Wirt, Trzaskowski, and Lenny Green due up for the Tigers here in this top of the 6th inning. 4-2, and that is a straight up home run chance. That's a 10, that's a 5, so it fails. So we go to Wirt. 6-6 to Wirt, star 5s, another ground ball to short. They have given Jerry Kenney a lot of practice over there. Here's Trzaskowski. He is the new shortstop, batting in the 9 position. 6-6, that's a strikeout chance. 7, got him. So 2 down, and that'll bring up Lenny Green. Stottlemyre, 5-2 was a blank. We go to Lenny Green. 4-3, and that's a star 1, which is a ground ball to first. Mickey Mantle does the honors. And it's another 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 3-0 Yankees. Red Sox are loving it. Wickersham back out. Will face Charlie Smith, Stottlemyre, and then Horace Clarke. 3-1 against a righty is a walk plus. So that will be, he's a 9, -1 from stadium's an 8. The plus is 18. That's an 18. It's a walk. That will allow Stottlemyre to bunt. But first we check for pickoffs or whatever. Nothing happening. Okay. Now we do the pitch to see if there's a strikeout. 3-3. There's not, but it could be an error on a throw and a bunt. So we are going to have a bunt. He's a 3. Corners in, makes him a 2. So on a 2, he basically needs a 10 or less to get a good bunt. See who fields it. It's going to be fielded by the catcher, Freehand. But is it going to be a good bunt? 1 to 10 is a good bunt. 16, though, is going to be it says safe. Great bunt. Everybody's safe with a single. When you're 2 bunter and you roll a 16, that's what comes up. So Stottlemyre bunted it so good, Freehand couldn't get to it. And look at that, first and second. He was trying to give himself up, and he gets a base hit. He's 2 for 3 in the game, is Stottlemyre. So now first and second, nobody out for Horace Clarke. Yes, Ben, I did tell them the magic number is 1, not 0. So, all right, here is Wickersham to Clarke. 5-6, range play at the park. Remember, the infield is halfway. It's a range play at the park. Yankee Stadium. 5-1, it's a power result to right field. That's a 5. So it would be a double to right, but we're checking the range, and of course, K-Line is a 5 in right field. So 1 to 5, and K-Line will make this catch. And he does. Fly out to right for out number 1. Charlie Smith runs at a 2 to get from second to third on the fly to right. You lose 1, so that drops him to a 1. And then K-Line's a -1, drops him to a 0, so he has to hold. Cannot move up. That'll bring up Kenny, and Kenny is 2 for 3. Wickersham has to be careful. (3-1), and it's a blank to a lefty. Would have been a walk plus to a righty. Kenny, 2-3, and that's a fly to center. That's out number 2. Again, Charlie Smith would be a 0 because you lose 2 going from second to third on a fly to center. So he would have to hold there, and Northrup is a 0. So it keeps it a 0. Now here's Mickey Mantle. He had a good day. He's doubled and walked. Clutch situation. First and second. 2 outs. Wickersham trying to get out of it once again. 3-4 is a pitcher result. 1 to 5 against a lefty is a single. That's a 6. That saves a run. That would have been a run right there, but it's a 6 instead of a 1 to 5. So Mantle's got to earn it. 6-6, and he does, and he grounds it to first. And that is going to be handled by Eddie Matthews. And once again, Yankees have 2 guys on early and can't score them. Tigers get out of the mess, keeps it 3-0. They're still in the game if they ever get some offense. They are in the game. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 left. So the Yankees have left, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5. They've left 9 runners on base. So this game could easily be 6 or 7-0, but they left 9 runners on base. They have kept the door open for the Tigers. And we go to the top of the 7th, still 3-0. And do it for the Tigers. It'll be the heart of the order: McAuliffe, Kaline, and Matthews. I got Wickersham up here. It should be Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre facing McAuliffe, Kaline, and Matthews. Stottlemyre can face 30 batters. He's only faced 19, so he's in great shape. 4-2, and that is a straight-up home run. That's a 3. That is long, and that is gone. Dick McAuliffe not only breaks up the shutout, he breaks up the no-no here in the top of the 7th. Look at it again. 4-2 is a straight home run on Stottlemyre. That's a 3. He's a 13. It's gone. And it's just a 3-1 ball game, and so the Yankees could be ruining the fact they're not bringing these runners in. So here's Kaline. 5-3. That's a walk chance. That's a 6. And he will walk. So all of a sudden, Stottlemyre showing some chinks in the armor. Nothing on the strategy roll. Here's Eddie Matthews. 3-4. That's a possible error. Go to Matthews. 4-6. That's a liner to short. But I believe you cannot have an error on a line out, if I'm mistaken. Yep, you cannot have an error on a line. It's just going to be a line out to short. Possible double play with a runner at first. When you hit a line drive to short and the runner's on first, if you roll a 1, it's a double play. So we're checking for a double play, and there is none. He gets back. But the line out is successful for out number 1. Here's Northrup. But the tying run is at the plate. Stottlemyre to Northrup. 1-4. He's not tired yet, so there's no single. Go to Northrup. 1-2. Power result to left field. It's a 1-15, but that's a 17. So it's just a deep fly to right for out number 2. 2 down for Freehand. Nothing on the strategy roll there. 2-4, home run question mark. Freehand's a righty, 1-4, but it fails. So no home run chance. Focus is off a bit. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Don't know how that happened, but let's fix it. Let's fix it. That's the best way to do it, is to fix it. Okay. Why is this thing doing this to me here? There we go. Now we're back in play. All right, so Freehand fails on the home run. Well, the home run question mark failed, so we go to Freehand for the at-bat. 6-6, star 3 is a ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning, but the Tigers do break through with a run with the only hit. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the 7th inning stretch. And we've only played 40. Video's only been going 42 minutes, and we're at the 7th inning stretch already. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Wickersham has faced 8 batters. He can face 9 before he tires. He is scheduled to lead off next inning. So they'd like to get him through the inning if possible, but there could be another double switch coming up if we run into issues. So we'll see. Leading off will be Joe Pepitone, followed by Bill Robinson and Frank Fernandez. So Pepitone will lead off. He's 1 for 3. .65. He's not tired. He'll be tired on the next batter. This is batter number 9, so he's okay. Pepitone 4-2 pops it up to second, 1 away. Now he is fatigued. Anything in the parentheses, he's going to have to come out. Wickersham, 4-4. Home run question mark, 1-7, but that's a 9, so it fails. So Bill Robinson will swing it. 6-6, fly to center, 2 down. For Frank Fernandez, catcher. Wickersham, 1-2 was a blank. We go to Fernandez. 2-4, ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. That will do it for Wickersham. He pitched marvelously in relief. Wickersham went 3 innings without allowing any runs, just 1 hit with the no runs, struck out 2, didn't walk anybody. He definitely kept his team in the ball game. And now we go to the 8th inning. There will be a pinch hitter for Wickersham, and we'll see who the Tigers choose to use off of their bench. They do have a fellow named Norm Cash, so I think they might be going to Norm Cash right about now. Not one of his better years, but still, he's a threat. Norm Cash to pinch hit. And we'll figure out who the new pitcher is going to be in the bottom of the inning. Looks like the Yankees have Whitaker, Smith, and the pitcher spot, so it could go either way. Right now, it's going to be Cash, Wirt, and Trzaskowski due up against Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre, 1-2, strikeout 10. Not going to be a strikeout. He's a 10, but the stadium takes 1 away, so Cash will swing it. 3-2, it's a fly to center. 1 away. So Cash fails in the pinch. That'll bring up Don Wirt. 5-3, walk chance, 11. Going to be too high. Go to Wirt. 5-3, single to center field. So that brings the tying run to the plate in Dick Trzaskowski. Strategy rolls are still on, but he can't do anything, so we'll roll for pickoffs. Nothing happening. So here's Trzaskowski. Infield is halfway. This is batter 27 for Stottlemyre. He can face 30. 4-4, strikeout 18, too much. We'll go to Trzaskowski. 3-6, single pass second. Trzaskowski with the single pass second to get from first to third on the S4. Need a 3. Works a 3. He will make it. So runners are at the corners with only 1 out, and now the Yankee bullpen starting to scramble all of a sudden as they have double barrel action in their bullpen. They got left-hander Steve Hamilton loosening, and they also have right-hander their closer Dooley Womack. So they got double barrel action between those two. Hamilton and Womack are loosening in case Stottlemyre can't handle it, can't go the distance. So runners at the corners. See if Trzaskowski can get the jump. I doubt he can. Nope, not going to happen. So here's Lenny Green. Now, Lenny Green is 0 for 3, but he could sure use one. He's a .278 hitter. So he could definitely use one right about now. Infield is back for the double play. They'll give it the run to try to get 2 outs. So Lenny Green against Stottlemyre. 5-3 is a walk chance. 12 is too high. We go to Lenny Green. 2-1, ground ball to second, possible double play, although not probable. 1-0, halfway is a 2. The pivot is the shortstop. Kenny is a 0. 1-2 is a double play. And it's a 6, so it's runner advance. That's going to score Wirt and move Trzaskowski to second base. RBI ground out for Lenny Green. It's now a 3-2 ball game for Dick McAuliffe, who homered his last time up. And that's going to be it for Stottlemyre. The Yankees are going to make the move. They're going to pull Stottlemyre and go to left-hander Steve Hamilton to face the left-hander Dick McAuliffe. So they're going for the lefty-on-lefty matchup. Stottlemyre, a whale of a game, gets a nice round of applause from the Yankee Stadium crowd. He's going to go 7 2/3 innings. He's going to give up just 3 hits. So far, just 2 runs, but the runner on base is his responsibility. He walked 2. He walked Al Kaline twice. And for strikeouts, he's got 3, 4, 5 strikeouts. So now Steve Hamilton, the left-hander, his only job is to get out of the inning. We're not double switching. He has one job, and that's get Dick McAuliffe out. That's it. 3-2 Yankees, top of the 8th. Runner at second base in Trzaskowski. So, and I don't think Trzaskowski can't do anything. No, he can't steal anything, and there's no chances for balks or pickoffs. And you're not bunting with 2 outs, so I'm not rolling strategy. That's not unnecessary. So Hamilton to McAuliffe. 3-1, possible error on a ground ball. We go to McAuliffe. 3-4, that's a star 6. That's a fly to right field, and that's going to end the inning. So brilliant managing to bring in Steve Hamilton to face the left-hander McAuliffe to get out of the inning. You don't see that kind of managing on that other channel. So there you go. Yankees keep the 3-2 lead. That's going to be all for Hamilton. Dooley Womack will be coming in to pitch the 9th. Hamilton goes a third of an inning, does his job, and Dooley Womack will be pitching the top of the 9th. For the Tigers, they will need a new pitcher. And let's see who they want to go to out of their bullpen. They got a pretty decent bullpen, I would say. Just a matter of who you want to go to. Coming up for the Yankees, it will be left, right, and a pinch hitter of some kind. So they're going to go to Fred Gladding. Fred Gladding will be coming on for the Tigers. Try to keep the score at 3-2. It's going to be Whitaker, Smith, and a pinch hitter for the Yankees. As the Yankees look at their bench, let's see, with the righty on there, the Yankees probably are looking at a lefty batter. So let's see. They don't have much off the bench from the left side, that's for sure. They got Chopay, but he only had 27 at bats. I almost hate to use him. It's almost like it's cheating to use him, but I might have to, because they just don't have much else. So looks like Tom Chopay is going to pinch hit for the Yankees. But that's after Whitaker and Smith bat. So Steve Whitaker will lead it off against Fred Gladding. Let's see, do this here. Okay. Bottom of the 8th, 3-2. Gladding facing Whitaker. (2-5), that's a pitcher result. 1-4 is a single, that's a 13, so it fails. We go to Whitaker. 1-3, power result to center field, goes to 16, but that's an 18, so it's a fly to center. 1 away. Brings up Charlie Smith. Gladding, 6-6 is a range play. We go to Charlie Smith for the range check. 1-3, single to third, but Don Word has something to say about it. Don Word's a 4. He could take this hit away with a 4 or less. And he does. So Don Word makes a nice play. 2 down, and now here's Chopay, the pinch hitter for the Yankees, with 2 outs and the bases clear. Womack is ready in the bullpen, ready to go for the top of the 9th. Gladding, Suadice, Gladding to Chopay. 2-6, strikeout 11. Does not get him. He's an 11, but the stadium takes 1 away, so Chopay will swing it. 3-6, it's a ground ball to second, so Gladding goes 1-2-3 to keep the Yankees off the board. And now we go to the 9th inning. It's 3-2. Last chance for the Tigers. They have to do it against the closer for the Yankees, Dooley Womack. And Womack will be facing Kaline, Matthews, and Northrup, the scheduled hitters. Could see a pinch hitter possibly, but there's not much left on the bench for the Tigers that's left-handed. Now, they do have Willie Horton, a righty, So they could bring in Willie Horton for Eddie Matthews, who's 0 for 3. We'll have to wait and see how they want to play it. If they go unconventional or not, I don't know. So Dooley Womack is on. Dooley Womack facing Al Kaline. Womack to Kaline. 3-2, top of the 9th. 6-6 range play. We go to Al Kaline for a range check. 6-3 ground ball to short. We're checking the shortstop Kenny. He's a 2. Kenny is only a 2. And he can't get it. It's a base hit for Al Kaline. Leadoff single for Kaline. He is the tying run at the plate. He cannot get the lead because of the 1 and the -1, but we do have a chance for a pickoff. And there is no pickoff, so Kaline will stay put. Now the question is, do they pinch hit for Matthews? He's a lefty, but he's only got a 236 average, and he's 0 for 3. And you got some good right-handed hitters on the bench, including Willie Horton. So I don't know. Where's Chuck Rawlings or somebody that wants to give me some suggestions for managing? Because Willie Horton hits 274 even though he's right-handed. Chuck, what do you think? Since you're here at the crucial moment and you are the Tiger fan, do you pinch hit for Eddie Matthews with Willie Horton? Matthews 236, Horton 274. So we're going to pull Eddie Matthews, even though he's a lefty. We're going to pull him out and bring in Willie Horton. And we'll worry about who can play first base or whatever after the fact. They just need to get the game tied before they even worry about that. So Willie Horton going to pinch hit in a huge spot against Dooley Womack. Already did the strategy roll, so I don't need those. So Womack facing Horton. 3-5. That's a hit by pitch. That's a 13 too high. We go to Horton. Can he hear a who? 1-3. He's going to single to short. To get from first to third on the S6, you need a 5. So Kaline will have to stop at second base. But he is there. And for those that were curious, Eddie Matthews on a 1-3 would have grounded to short, possible double play on that same roll, assuming I rolled the same roll again. But you never know what might have actually happened. So here's Northrop. Brian B., there is a lot of truth to that. I will tell you so much there's a lot of truth to that, but I do want to finish this because I do like the 67 season. So the 67 season is keeping me engaged because I really enjoy the 67 season, but you aren't totally off the rail on that. But I'm trying to be fair. That's a 20, so it's possible pickoff. 1-9 to pickoff, 10-13 is a pickoff error, and they're going for Kaline at second. Got back in time, so no problem there. Here's Northrop. Womack, 3-1. That's a straight-up home run chance to a lefty, but that's a 17, so Northrop can't get it, but he will get the swing. 1-6 is a star 4. Ground ball to first, possible double play, but it might not be because he's a -1, and when you hit it to first, you don't get that extra advantage. So that's a 2, and a -1 is a 1. The pivot at short is Kenny. He's a 0. So the only way they turn a double play is on a 1. And they do not. That -1 there just cost them. So since that's a 2, Horton runs at a so Horton only runs at a 2, being held makes him back to a 1. So they do get the fielder's choice on the 3-6. But going to third base is Kaline with only 1 out. Runners at the corners now with 1 out. And Bill Freehand, the batter. Freehand in this game is 0 for 3. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. And as RJL says, game is never over an inside pitch, particularly with ninth inning magic. So So Northrop is on first. K-Line's at third. Infield for the Yankees is going to play in because of that double play. Womack does not have the double play, factor in his favor, so they're playing in to try to keep K-Line from scoring. Womack, 6-1 is a walk chance. 16 too high. We go to freehand. 5-4. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher. So infield is in. They're going to have to hold K-Line at second base, or do they try to send him? That's the other thing. You could send him. He would be a 2. He would be safe on a 1, 2, or 6. Have a 50-50 shot of sending him. The pitcher spot is on deck, so you have to go to a pinch hitter. You could go to, a decent pitch hitter if they had one. But boy, if he gets thrown out, the game's pretty much almost over. But if he scores, it's a 50-50 shot. 1, 2. Correct me if I'm wrong with that, RGL. With the infield in, he runs at a 4. The infield in, he drops to a 2. But if he rolls 6, that's runner advance. So to me, it's 1, 2, or 6. He is safe. So I'm thinking send him. It's a 50-50 shot of sending him. And you don't have a 50-50 shot for getting a base hit. So going with the crack of the bat is K-Line. Worst case scenario, he gets thrown out and you got runners at first and second with 2 outs. So I feel like you really have to send him. A 1, 2, or a 6, he would score. He does. He scores on a 6. We have a tie ball game. The only play that Womack could make, he was fumbling the ball around. The only play he could make was throw it to first to get freehand for the out, for out number 2. Northrop does take second base. So now the go-ahead run is at second base for the pitcher spot. So we are at the pitcher spot. So Gladding will have to leave, and the Tigers will have to find somebody else on their bench that can hit. And we'll check Womack. He has faced 4 batters, so he's not tired yet. But he did blow the save. He did blow the save. So let's look at who the Tigers have on their bench. Do they have anybody that's worth anything on the bench? That's the question. And a good question at that. Let's see what they've got here to work with. Mickey Stanley, but he only hit 210. Gates Brown, 187. He's awful. Well, you just don't have a whole lot here. Bill Heath, 116. They just don't have much in their arsenal at all. Price, 261, is probably the best hitter they have off the bench. So we're going with Jim Price. Jim Price will be the pinch hitter for the pitcher. Jim Price. And we got to figure out who's going to play first base for the Tigers. And if they had to, in an emergency situation, Mickey Stanley could play first base. So that might be where they go. I'm not sure. But if they had to in a pinch, he could play first base. But right now it's Jim Price. See if the price is right. Right here, we're seeing if the price is right for the Tigers. It's a 3-3 ball game. They've come all the way back from being no hit to a 3-3 tie. 2 outs with runner at second base in Jim Northrop, who runs well. He runs at a 4. So any base hit, he's almost guaranteed to score as long as it's not an infield hit. Strategy roll for pickoff. Nothing happening. Now, Womack to Price. 3-3, strikeout 10, too high. We go to Price. 6-2, ground ball back to Womack, and that's going to end the inning. But we are going to the bottom of the 9th. So after all that great pitching by Stottlemyre, he comes away with a no decision, and it also takes Mickey Lolich off the hook. Gladding's going to go 1 inning, not give up anything. Womack's going to go 1 inning, give up the run on 2 hits. No walks or strikeouts. So we go to the bottom of the 9th, and we need a new pitcher for the Tigers and a new first baseman. So the new first baseman, let's see how they want to play this. This could be some maneuvering here. Let's see. I have to put my manager hat on. You definitely won't see this on the other channel. Let's see here. Actually, Jim Price is going to stay in the game and catch. How about that? Jim Price is going to stay in the game and catch in place of up here. No, wait, where's the pitcher spot was here. So it's going to be pitcher's going to stay there. So we go up here where Horton was. I like to leave Horton in the game though. I don't want to take Horton out. I want to leave Horton in the game. Maybe multiple switches here. Yeah, we're going to have multiple switches. Horton's going to stay in the game and play left field. I'm getting Lenny Green out of there. He's terrible in the field. 3-5-0 for Horton. Price will be the new catcher, and he will bat in the leadoff spot. No, he has to hit here where he hit the first time. He can't hit in the leadoff spot. He's got to hit where he pinch hit. So Price has to hit where he pinch hit. So he will stay in the game to catch. Bill Freehan will move to first base, where he is a 3 and a 0. So he will move to first base. And this is going to be the leadoff spot up here is going to be the pitcher spot, whoever that is. So let's get the cards lined up so I know who's doing what. So Mickey Stanley has not come in the game. All right, let's figure out where we're at. We got Donworth, Trzaskowski. Lenny Green is out of there. Donworth, Trzaskowski, the pitcher spot. McAuliffe, Kaline, Horton, Northrup, and Freehan. And then Price. Okay, so we're good to go there. So the pitcher's in the leadoff spot, whoever the pitcher is, and we haven't figured out who that is yet. But it's going to be, let's see, with the Yankees having Horace Clarke, Kenny, and Mantle, they're going to a left-hander, John Hiller, out of the bullpen. Sometimes starter, sometimes reliever, but John Hiller, a lefty, is going to come on to pitch for the Tigers. And he bats in the first position, so he will bat third this inning, or next inning if it goes to the 10th, and they'll just pinch hit for him. He only faced 6 batters in relief, so he's not looking at long relief. He's looking for just do 1 inning here. So John Hiller is on to pitch, and he'll be facing Clarke. Possible pinch hitter for Kenny. In fact, I think it's probable, with Kenny being a lefty. I think the Yankees will go with a new shortstop, and that will be Dick Hauser. So Dick Hauser will come into the game and hit for Kenny at shortstop, and he's a 3-0-0, and he runs at a 3. So it's going to be Clarke, Hauser, and Mantle. That is your first 3 in the order. Clarke, Hauser, and Mantle here in the bottom of the 9th of a 3-3 game, which I never thought we'd have it, a 3-3 game. Yeah, RJL's head is spinning right now trying to keep up with all these changes, I am sure. All right. Hiller to Clarke. 3-6. Switch hitter batting right. It's a blank. We go to Clarke. 5-3, and that's a single. Horace Clarke, leadoff single. Right past Hiller. 1 away, or 1 on, nobody out. Attempt is a 3. Not going to go anywhere. Dick Hauser is up. He's a wonderful bunter. He bunts at a 4. So I think we're going to call for a bunt. First strategy roll, 1. Well, we already did that, didn't we? Already did the strategy roll. Never mind. So Hiller is going to pitch, and we'll check for strikeouts. 2-2. It's a ballpark card. I think you just ignore that when you get a bunt attempt. You skip the ballpark. It doesn't even factor into that now, if I'm not mistaken. On bunts, you ignore the ballpark. All right, so now we are going to the bunt. He's a 4, but he comes a 3 with the corners in. Check to see who fields it, It's going to be the first baseman, Freehand, the new first baseman, Freehand. And now we're checking for the bunt. He is a 3. So he needs a 1 to 12 to have a really good bunt. That's a 14, which says lead runner is out. So to get him out, that's going to be fielded by Freehand, and he throws to short for the force at second base. Fielder's choice. So Hauser is out of there. Or Hauser's in there, but Clark is out of there. 1 away. Failed bunt. And now, see if Hauser gets the jump. He does not. He will hold. Here's Mickey Mantle. He could be the hero right here. Turn around to bat right-handed against the lefty Hiller. 2-6 is a strikeout chance to the righty, and he got him. He's a 12 against lefty. Stadium takes away 1, but the 11 fits. And they strike out Mantle for out number 2. Now it's lefty on lefty, Joe Pepitone. Or else we're going to have free baseball. 2-4, and that is going to be a potential walk. 17, though, is way too high. So we go to Pepitone. 3-5, and that is a liner to second, and we have extra innings. And that's it for John Hiller. He did his job. He went 1 inning. Didn't give up anything except a single. That was it. Nothing else. Did get a strikeout. And we're going to the 10th inning. Now for the Yankees, they will need a new pitcher. And we'll see who they decide to bring in. Let's see. Coming up for the Tigers, it is Wirt, Trzaskowski, and a pinch hitter. So who do they bring in? They're going to bring in right-hander Bill Monboquette. So Bill Monboquette will come on to pitch and do it for the Tigers rather. It'll be Wirt, Trzaskowski, and a pinch hitter. And boy, they don't have much left on the bench, that's for sure. Gates Brown is a lefty, but he's not very good. He only hits 187. Mickey Stanley is only 210. So we'll see. Might be Gates Brown. So we'll see. Depends on what the running situation is. All right, here is Don Wirt facing Bill Monboquette to start the bottom or the top of the 10th. And in about the 6th inning when the no-hitter was going on, I did not think we'd get to this point, but we are here. All right, Wirt. 1-6 is a range play. We go to Wirt's card. 2-4, ground ball to short. We're checking the range of the new shortstop, Hauser, who got bumped up to a 3 from the Kenny's 2 by that masterful pinch hitting position, managing move to give a better defender in the game. But still can't get it. 4 is not even good enough for him, so it's going to get through for a base hit. And Don Wirt is on. He can't go anywhere, so there's no strategy role to worry about. Trzaskowski's not a good bunter, so they're going to have Trzaskowski swinging away against Monboquette. Hey, Clinton, how you doing? I was hoping this would be done in 9 innings, but Cards had other ideas. Here's Monboquette to Trzaskowski. 5-5. That's a blank. We go to Trzaskowski. 5-2. Fly to left. 1 away. And now we need the pinch hitter for Hiller. And it's going to be Gates Brown. They don't have much left on the bench. He is a lefty, though. So Gates Brown. That leaves Euler, Stanley, and Heath as the only pinch hitters remaining. So Gates Brown will pinch hit right here with a runner at first and 1 out. Monboquette. 5-5 is another blank. We go to Gates Brown. 3-3, ground ball to second, possible double play. He's a 3. Halfway is a 4. Shortstop pivot is a 0. So 1-4, we got a double play. And we do. It's going to be 4-6-3, double play to end the inning. Going to the bottom of the 10th. Still tied at 3. And we need a new pitcher for the Tigers. Gates Brown fails. So New pitcher for the Tigers. The Yankees will bring up Robinson, Fernandez, and Whitaker unless they want to go to their bench. And we might get a pinch hitter for Fernandez. Look like Jake Gibbs, a left-handed catcher, might be coming in. But first and foremost, the Tigers need a pitcher. So who are the Tigers going to go to? They're going to... Wow, tough call. They're going to Mike Marshall. He will be on. And he is pitcher number 5 for the Tigers. Yankees have used 4. And it's going to be Robinson, and then we'll get a pinch hitter for Fernandez, as it will be Jake Gibbs coming in to pinch hit. And Jake Gibbs will stay in the game and catch as well. So Jake Gibbs, and he is a 4.2, 20, and a -1. And he runs at a 3. So we have Bill Robinson, Jake Gibbs, and Steve Whitaker against Mike Marshall. Bottom of the 10th, 3-3 game. Tigers win, they win the pennant. Yankees win, we go to the next day for Cleveland and Boston. Marshall, 5-3, hit by pitch. 4 + 2, he got plunked. So Marshall hits Robinson to lead off the inning. Robinson doesn't have any attempts because it's a 1 and the -1, so he will hold. Jake Gibbs is a terrible bunter. So let's see, do they have anybody that can bunt? All right, so what they're going to do is Gibbs is going to come in and catch for Fernandez, but Amaro is going to be the pinch hitter because he can bunt. So Amaro will pinch hit. If it goes to the bottom, to the top of the 11th, Gibbs will stay in the game. Will come in the game to catch. But they need a good bunter, and that is Amaro. He's a 4. So they roll to see if it's a strikeout. 4-3 is a blank. So now we go to the bunt. Amaro is actually a 3 now because the corners are in. See who fields it. It's 5, so it's the third baseman, Wirtz, going to field it. And to be a good bunt, rated as a 3, he needs a 1-12. 4, it's a good bunt. So it's a good bunt by Amaro. Sacrifice hit 5-4. Robinson takes second base as the winning run. Gibbs will stay in the game and catch if it goes to the 11th. And now Steve Whitaker is your batter. 243 hitter. First base is open, and his run means nothing. So they're going to intentionally walk Steve Whitaker to set up a double play and go after Charlie Smith, who's got a pretty decent double play rating. Marshall now facing Charlie Smith. 5-5, that's a walk chance. 8. He walks at a 9. Stadium takes away 1, but the walk is good, so now it loads the bases. And now we're down to the pitcher spot, so Monboquette will have to be pinch hit for by somebody on the Yankees, and we'll see who it is. With 1 out and the bases loaded, the Yankees will need to go to a pinch hitter. Let's see who that's going to be. They don't have much left on the bench at all. Hegan and Kennedy, they're both under 200. Hegan's 136, Kennedy is 196. So, boy, who do you go to here? They're going to play the percentages lefty and see if they can get a break on a lefty. So Mike Hegan will pinch hit in a big spot with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 10th. Infield's going to have to come in. They don't have any choice. They can't afford to think that they might turn the double play. They're going to have to come in. No choice. Marshall will be facing Hegan. And Hegan has a good walk ratio, so if Marshall gets a little wild, he'll walk and run in. Yankees don't have a hit. They've got a hit batter, an intentional walk, and a regular walk from Marshall. So he could be having some issues. 5-4, though, was a strikeout chance. 10 got him. So big strikeout for Mike Marshall. That is out number 2. And now we're down to Horace Clarke. Bases loaded and 2 outs. Bottom of the 10th. Marshall trying to get out of the mess. 2-6. Possible error on a ground ball. Don't tell me we're a walk-off error. Here is Clarke. 2-5. That's a double to left field. We're not going to have to worry about any kind of errors whatsoever. It's a walk-off hit. It would have counted as a single because the bases were loaded. So Horace Clarke walks off the Tigers. Yankees win it 3-2. Boston is overly excited as now Detroit is 92-66. 18-6 in the replay, and the Red Sox are 3.5 out. And that magic number stays at 1. So the next game on the replay, Cleveland and Boston on the 27th. Detroit is off. Cleveland and Boston on the 27th. Boston needs to win it to keep the thing going. So let's do the totals really quick. It was a wild game. Marshall took the loss. Monboquette gets the win. Let's see here. For the Yankees in the 9th, they got 1 hit. And that was it to go with their run. So let's check the hits for the Yankees. They had 1, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got them for 11 hits. 4 runs and 11 hits. And they left, and let's see, errors. Was there any errors in the game? I think it was a clean game. I don't remember there being an error anywhere. It was an error right on the beginning for Detroit, and that was it. And then hits for the Tigers. They didn't have many because they were no hit through 6. So they had 3, 5. They had a total of 6 hits. So 4-11-0 for the Yankees. 3-6-1 for the Tigers. Winning pitcher was Monboquette. Loser was Marshall. And again, with that win, or with that loss, I should say, they dropped to 92-66. Red Sox 3.5 back. And now they play Cleveland on the September 27th. Detroit is off until the 30th. So they play Cleveland. If they beat Cleveland, then it comes down to the 30th and the 1st to see what happens. But that's the next game in the replay. They just can't win, But Cleveland could play spoiler, but Detroit cannot celebrate in the Big Apple. They'll have to celebrate at home if they can. So they will be flying home, and they'll be at home by the time Boston plays this game. So they will know. They'll be able to watch from their apartments and see whether Boston wins the game and they got to keep playing, or whether they need to come out and play. So, and if Boston wins this game, Detroit has a doubleheader with California, while Boston hosts Minnesota for 1. So I would play the Detroit game first before I play the Boston game. So to try to keep them have the same number of games played. Because right now Boston's at 159 and Detroit's at 158. That would make Boston 160. So I would want to have, Detroit getting to be 160. So that's the way we go. Right there. Wild game. And Detroit just can't catch a break. I thought when they came back from the no-hitter and tied it, I figured it was destined for them to win, but obviously it was not. So, and I don't know. I'd have to look at the schedule to see who the pitchers are for the upcoming game with Cleveland and Boston. Let's see if I can find out real quick who those pitchers are. Let's take a look here. That game is September the 27th, 1967. And we are looking at Sonny Siebert and Jim Lonborg. So the Red Sox will have Jim Lonborg on the mound against Sonny Siebert. But in real life, the Indians won the game 6-0. So, but the Red Sox do have their ace, Jim Lonborg, on the mound. Doug, it's Sonny Siebert for Cleveland against Jim Lonborg for the Red Sox. That'll be the game, next game on the video. And let's see, tonight is Tuesday night. Tomorrow night, I'm on Jeff Guterman's channel playing Game 3 of the 1969 series. So if that's at 7 o'clock, so if that finishes quick enough, then I'll come back right after that and play this tomorrow night. If not, we're looking at probably Friday night because I'm supposed to go to a football game on Thursday night, but weather, thunderstorms might be in the air, might postpone it, so who knows. So tentatively, I'll say tomorrow night, but it might be as late as Friday night. We'll have to wait and see. But like I said, Boston's still in it, especially with Lonborg pitching. If they win, then it comes down to the final 2 days of the season to see who comes away and faces the Cardinals. The Cardinals sitting there getting impatient, waiting. Bob Gibson's getting mad. He wants to pitch. So, I almost feel sorry for whoever wins this because I think Cardinals will be ready for him to take him down. But we'll see. Anything can happen. So I do appreciate all you guys staying up a little bit later with me than you might normally do. I usually don't go to bed until about 11 o'clock anywhere, 11:30. So it's not too late for me. I mean, I don't sweat that. But I know some of you guys get up really, really early. I get up at 6:30, but as long as I get to bed by 11:30, I'm good. So that's 7 hours of sleep. I don't sleep at 6 usually, but Brian B., I have seen the that feature where they have the seasons. Yes, I have seen that before. I've actually got some of those on DVR I watch just to kind of get in the mood once in a while. Thank you, Craig. Like I said, it's score sheet's a mess, so it's kind of hieroglyphics. I mean, I can figure out what's going on. It's probably hard for you guys to figure out what's going on. But anyway, Boston and Cleveland will be coming up next. So, Lonborg and Champagne, huh? All right. And Brian, is it you, Brian, or is it Brandon that's the Paul Blair not so much of a fan? Thinking it was you, but I could be wrong. That was one of you guys was talking about that doesn't like Paul Blair because of his comments he made about the Reds. So it was you. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. So anyway, let me get stuff out here. So next game, I know I've heard the name Sonny Siebert, but I don't know much about him for Cleveland. So let's see here. Sonny Siebert. There he is. Sonny Siebert was 10-12 with a 2.38 ERA. So he gets the start for Cleveland against Jim Lonborg. So we'll see what happens. I mean, you can't go by the records, but just kind of, like I said, I don't know much about him, but obviously I want to learn about him. So that's it. Yeah, good ERA, but the one loss record is not. Maybe I guess just lack of run support. I don't know, but anyway, thank you all you guys for tuning in. Back-to-back Tiger games because RJL was playing the Tigers as well in his 69 replay. So, but it's Boston and Cleveland tomorrow, or not tomorrow. It might be tomorrow late. It might be like 9 o'clock tomorrow, depending on when I finish with Jeff on our co-op game. And how I'm feeling. If not, it would be either Thursday night or Friday night for that game. And then for some reason in the schedule, I don't know if it was rainouts or what, but no games were played by contenders but on the 28th or the 29th. It skipped to the 30th and the 1st. And Detroit has back-to-back doubleheaders scheduled with California. And Boston has single games with Minnesota. So Boston has 3 games left. Detroit has 4 games left. Hence the 3.5. So Boston 4 games back in the loss column, 3 games back in the win column. So magic number remains at 1. So we'll see what happens. It's fun to play it out and see what actually comes of it. I am looking forward to the World Series against the Cardinals, so I'd like to get there eventually. But we'll see. I don't want to rush it. I'm going to let it play out. Whatever the dice say is what they say. No rigging here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, call it a night. Tabby's asleep in the corner. She's not really interested. Tigers lost, so she's still not very happy about that. So she's kind of sitting in the corner, just doing her own thing. So she's probably ready for bedtime too, knowing her. So once again, do appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Remember to enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, how you choose to play it. Until next time, I will see you all down the road.